you may be asking yourself, well, who's this guy that we're hearing from right now? Who's this Marcus fellow? Well, my story is probably like yours, an interesting one. You see, I started a swimming pool company right out of college in 2001. Now, things were going okay for us as a business right up until, you guessed it, 2008. And if you've been in this business long enough, you remember that 2008 was not a good time for many businesses, certainly not for the pool guys and pool businesses of this world. In fact, within 48 hours of that crash in 2008, we had 4 people that said, we just can't get that swimming pool. And so we lost about $250,000 in business in those first 48 hours. And over the coming weeks, it got worse and worse and worse. And by January of 2009, we were on the brink of bankruptcy. And that was the time when I realized, okay, I'm either going to lose my home or we're going to find a way to save this business. That's when I started to lean into the internet and learning about the internet and really looking at my own behaviors and how I had changed as a buyer and as a customer. And as I did that, I started to read all these fancy phrases online that you might have seen before yourself, like inbound marketing, social media, blogging, digital marketing, all that stuff. And what I heard when I read those things in my simple pool guy mind, if you will, is, Marcus, if you just obsess over your customers' questions, worries, fears, issues, concerns, and you're willing to address them on your website, you just might save your business. And so I said, well, shoot, we can do that. So I went to my team and I said, we're going to become the best teachers in the world when it comes to this thing that we do, which of course is fiberglass swimming pools. And the philosophy that we called this was, they ask, you answer. In other words, we said, it's going to be our obsession to address every single question that we know people are asking about and searching about when it comes to fiberglass swimming pools. And I can remember sitting down one evening and brainstorming all the questions I'd received over the years as I sat in people's homes and they had asked me these questions about pools. I had hundreds of questions. And to make a long story short, over a few-year period, we addressed all those questions honestly, transparently on our website. We would go on to become the most trafficked swimming pool website in the world. And then we would become the largest builder of fiberglass pools in the U.S. And then we would become the first franchise of fiberglass pool builders in the U.S., a major manufacturer of fiberglass pools as well. That is the story of my swimming pool company, River Pools and Spas. But as I started living that story, I started writing about that story, and then companies from different industries around the world would come to me and say, hey, Marcus, can you share that pool story at our event? Can you share that at our conference? Can you teach us how to do that? And I said, yeah, sure. And before I realized it, we had another business. I had a marketing agency and I was speaking full time. And today that's what I do. I get to travel around to different industries, different companies around the world and teach the principles of They Ask You Answer, which went on to become a book and a bestseller and a philosophy and a framework for businesses that has been embraced all over the globe. And so we're going to be talking about this framework of They Ask You Answer in this course and how it applies directly, and I mean directly, to you and certainly the heavy civil industry when it comes to marketing, when it comes to recruiting. And so, as you go and you listen to what we're about to talk about, start to think like a buyer. Start to think like your customer. Start to think like your potential recruit. Obsess over their questions. That is the essence of They Ask You Answer, and that's what we're now going to lean into.